Looking at the Dewalt 20-volt cordless sander. Now this thing is really nice because you're not necessarily tethered to a power cord or a dust collection hose. And it's got good power. It's a good detail sander, but it's a good general purpose sander as well. You get that variable speed feature just like my corded Dewalt version. So that's something I appreciate when I'm working next to joinery, where I want to turn down the speed a little bit and not lift up any fibers around the cuts that I've made. I did some testing on these cabinet pieces, building a wall cabinet, and I had some dados cut in it. And I was curious to see whether this particular sander would lift up any of the fibers around the joinery. And I was pleasantly surprised that it performed just the same as my corded Dewalt version, so I was very happy with the way this sander performed. As far as the abrasives, it takes a regular 5-inch hook and loop pad with an 8-hole dust collection pattern, so that's really easy product to source. Then on the battery, I'm using the 5 ampere hour version, but of course you can use any 20-volt Dewalt battery. I found with this 5 ampere hour version, it's got a good weight and a good balance to it for longer projects like this cabinet, this upper cabinet I'm building. You could use a 2 ampere hour battery though for smaller projects, and that would work just fine as well. I will say, as far as the dust collection, it's not as good with the dust bag as I'm accustomed to. It does pull some dust into that, but it basically makes your whole shop area a little bit dustier than when you're hooked up to a dedicated dust extractor. So that's something to consider. I think if you're just sanding outside, this dust bag would be a perfect option. Otherwise, I know for me, I'm going to be hooking it up to my regular Dewalt dust extractor. But when you do that, you'll notice just excellent dust collection. I've got a little bit of dust left on the sander from when I was using the bag, but once you go to that dust collector, I tell you, it really does a nice job of cleaning the surface and keeping your shop environment clean as well. So just for convenience, portability, and the way that it performs with and without a dust collector attached, I would highly recommend this Dewalt 20-volt sander.